Hi everyone, Alex is here and I'm back, and as you can see I'm in a new studio. So basically I wanted to make our videos better so you'll be more comfortable to see it, it will be more like beauty to look, and you'll be happy to see me every at least week. So I hope that we'll make more videos soon, and of course with your support, with your likes, everything can be possible. And as you can see, I see that you really like that more and more often, and so that's why we'll be continuing. And I hope that you like a little bit new studio here, new format, and in general please give me your advices. What do you want more, or what do you want to see in the new videos? It's also appreciated, and I hope to see you once more in new videos. But before that, let's talk today with our Firebase Studio. Yeah, so basically what we'll be going to do today, we'll be discovering what is this Firebase Studio, why it was created, and what it was. So firstly, how I did discover about that. I was using Project IDX. It's what was before Firebase Studio. Yeah, so it's pretty interesting that when I was just cooking in the evening, on speaking, I just found out that Google has sent me an email that, sorry, but Project IDX is going to Firebase Studio. And like, how? That's really interesting to discover. And after that, I have discovered a little bit this Firebase Studio, but not so deep, and hope that we'll discover it deep together. And if you would like to, I'll say a little bit after some interesting ideas. So keep listening and you'll find out. So basically this is the VS Code in your web application that is run by Google, and that's quite interesting. So basically what you can do, you can just create your project. You can use any of devices. You can use your phone, you can use your tablet, of course laptop. You can even use your TV set to control your code, to see what is happening there, and that's really interesting. And on speaking, I think that in the future the companies, especially large companies, won't send you a laptop with their preset. They will just give you an access for such studios, web studios, that will take all the things. They will have their security system. Of course you probably will use VPN to access that, and basically you shouldn't be worried that something will happen with your computer or something will be not saved. So everything is run in a cloud, and it says that you'll have automatically savings. All of the code will be easy to access from any platform. Where you will be doesn't matter. Also, it can be offline loaded, and you can use that in the web, because we have these Progress Web applications, PWA, and we can work with that right now, and there are no problems of using that. So I think this will be really a future of codings, and codings in the big companies also, but for big companies, of course, it will take a lot of time. And if you're creating your startup, for example, right now, I think it will be a really interesting idea to check it out. And yeah, so let's go and let's discover how does it work, and I hope that you like it. So what do we see here? We have here Firebase Studio. We have that is saying hello to Alex. Oh, I'm so pleased. And so of course you will shoot to sign into your Google account, and it will automatically take all of the information. And once more time, before that there was a Project IDX that you can see right here, and if you will go to that, it will say that Project IDX is now Firebase Studio. And this with Firebase Studio there are a lot of interesting things. And once more, what is Firebase? Firebase is basically the database, and you'll see that here. So you can store a lot of your information here. You can host an application. So yeah, there are a lot of interesting things, and that's amazing that Google is just taking more and more adventures and taking that's like in one big application, Firebase Studio, Gemini. So I'll show you, it's really impressive tool. Yeah, and you can see here there is a lot of easy integrations with Flutter, with ads, with marketing. So that's really a future. And what is like Google made? So they're basically taking all the best products and grouping them into one like integration. So you can use Gemini in a Firebase, you can see instantly your web application, and that will be a big game changer. But before that, let's see how does the Firebase Studio is looking like. So it's pretty minimalistic. And once more time, Google Firebase is based on a VS Code. That's also very good because VS Code is one of the most popular editors. And we can see here web version. So if you didn't know that VS Code have a web version, so you see they have it. And a lot of them, they're using that right now. For example, GitHub has their own code space. As I remember, it goes code space. Probably. Okay, yeah, so code space. And there you can, of course, see something like that. And it is automatically synchronized with your project that is in a GitHub. And they're using that to create their Firebase Studio. And I'll show you. But before that, we have here also templates that are mostly used. So Jenkins, you can use Gemini API, you can here use Node Express, you can here use Python Flash. So everything's quite simple. And you can import your repo, and we have prototype and now within AI. And that's the most interesting thing that is here in Firebase Studio. But we'll go with simply creating a workspace today. So if you would like to have a video about prototyping with an AI, so please write that in comments below, and I will make it if we'll have 30 likes at least. So hope that we'll take such amount, and I will create such a video about it. But everything is due you, so you're totally can have that or not. So as this video will be liked. So let's go with our new workspace. And you can see here there are a lot of templates that are ready to go to use. And what I like here is the interface of the Firebase Studio is pretty good. It's pretty easy to understand. I'm speaking, I didn't like this button. It's not so I think in the design of the Firebase Studio, but I'm not a designer at Google, especially at Firebase, so it's totally up to them, and it's my opinion. I think that they have a little bit different design. And yeah, so yeah, basically, if not to see for this button, I like everything here, and I like this really easy to understand templates, and you can just create an AI in the ML, and everything's right here. Mobile applications, Flutter in the Studio, React Native, so everything what you should have. And we have here also web interface, so that also is amazing to have. And we can see here Vue.js applications, Angular, so there are more templates. This is like featured web templates. Let's take a Vue.js here, and here we go. It's really interesting to have such blue light. I like what is Google making right now, honestly speaking. That's incredibly good. And so name for your workspace, let it be green. I don't know why I let it just be green. And we can take a language, JavaScript, TypeScript. Let's go with just TypeScript. Let's click create, and that's basically all. So it's just set out the task tab workspace, and you can see pretty understandable what should be the next. So what is step-by-step process, and I hope that it will be done very, very quickly, honestly speaking. Okay, so as I told you before, this is simple. Like, it's just a simple how that's called VS Code. Yeah, nothing hard here. So instantly we're writing terminal here. Yeah, you have terminal here. That is once more time impressive. And what I like here, that is you can really to use that with your smartphone. So basically some years ago I was trying to find some smartphone version for coding. So because I had a project that should have a lot of interactions, and there should I should be ready to go at every moment to write some changes there. And I was trying to find such thing. I was trying to find that for the tables, that tablet. And it was very hard at that time, but right now you shouldn't worry about any application that you wanted to download, especially for example, as a iPad Pro. You don't have a web editor that will be like a VS Code natively on an app store, but you can go to Firebase Studio and you have such an application. You'll have terminal, you have web version right just here on the right side. So it's how it will look like. We have count here, we can click and everything's working here. So we can close the terminal, we can drag it. So it's basically working identically to VS Code that is on the computer. And that's one of the most interesting things, that you shouldn't download that once more. So you will have everything up to updates. Everything will be simple. And once more, it's a PV app. You can also click here to install this application, and you can install to any device. So it will be Android, it will be iPhone, it will be tablet, it will be your TV set. You'll be always able and ready to go to check that out. And here is nothing hard to work on. So it's a simple view application. So we can just close it up. I think no, let's make it in this way. Also, we have a web console here. I didn't see that for before. Let's go to our counter here. Let's check it out. Where do we have it? Yeah, so this one. So everything's working here. Everything's good. Let's just write unmount event, and we can see that there are auto updates and everything is up to working. And also Gemini, there is a Gemini here that tells you what we can work with, and that's interesting what he wanted to suggest us. Let's click that just tab, and we're taking everything. I don't know why he just write export cons props and didn't write anything more, but it doesn't really matter a lot. So we can just work in this way, and yeah, everything's working. We can write a console log to check our count, and let's check it out. So yeah, we have ref here. We can work with value, and yeah, it works. We have ref. We have this one. We can reload our app, so it will be easier for us. Yeah, nice. So basically you can see that everything is very fast, and once more in a web version. It's interesting to me to discover. So we have a console here. Do we have anything like, we have lighthouse here. So just this button to discover our speed, sound, progressive interface here. So let's check it out. It will give us a score, what we can improve, and etc. Let's check. I don't see here any web inspectors, honestly speaking. That's the thing that I would like to have instantly here, especially when you're working not with laptops, but most of developers working with laptops. But that was just interesting to me to discover. And so of course we can use here an OR inspection. But once more, don't we have any share preview link? We have share preview link here. That's quite good. That's quite interesting. What we have also here? So web console. We are discovering console here. We can discover that in the new window. Okay, open that. Nice. So we can see that how it will be in a ready to go application, and we can inspect it also here. So yeah, you can see here a link. So that's what we're seeing right now. Yeah, that's quite good. That's quite understandable how it works. Yeah, and what do we have with our lighthouse? We have we have our here inspection. Everything is ready to go here. Okay, so what does it says to us? So yeah, accessibility 92%, performance 97. Oh, it's, you know what? It's quite easy that we have everything to work here. So because when you have, for example, such web interface application, you're basically, how you're doing, you're going to open, then you're clicking, inspecting that, and here you're using lighthouse. Yeah, we have here more variants what we can do. Here's a little bit less, but honestly speaking, we should give a time for Firebase Studio because they will have more and more things, especially in the future, and that's a good start. Show opened editors. Okay, so it's quite minimal look of lighthouse. So basically we can in general use our normal web console with all of the dev tools, for example here, recorders, lighthouse. So in general we can code here, and if you wanted to discover more, you can just use your simple Google Chrome to discover more. Of course, it works with any other web browsers, so it doesn't matter Safari, Opera, or how that's called, Edge. Yeah, so or any others so that you have. But it'll be good to see here full, especially Google Chrome's inspection, because honestly speaking, not so good inspections are in some others web browsers. So I think that, personally, my opinion, that Google Chrome makes the most for their dev tools, and there are really a lot of good stuff, and there are a lot of good stuff, honestly speaking, in other browsers, and probably we'll have also videos about web inspectors in different browsers, so that's interesting to discover. But once more, my opinion that Google Chrome makes the best, and if they will be able to make the such web preview their own inspection, and it will be working in any browser that you're sending, that would be just amazing, like no doubts. Yeah, so what we have here, so I'll explore. We have IDX folder. So as you remember, Project IDX, it was like the first version of Firebase Studio. Then they rebranded to Firebase Studio, and we have still IDX here. And probably that is because there are a lot of applications that are still on Project IDX, and for easier moving to Firebase, they're just using the same preset IDX. We can see here some environments, some pre things, so previews enabled. So you can see here some how to call settings to work with that. So project open files. So I think like of course, if we'll modify that, we'll have some changes with our default working here. If you would like to, I'll be able to make a stream where we will check all things out. Yeah, because I think there are a lot of interesting stuff here, and also, as I remember, we can download any extensions that we want to. We can try. Once more, I'm not sure, but let's use linter. I don't remember how that's called. Like, it's interesting. We'll be able to download any extensions here, because I remember that how that's called VS Code. We are able to download any extensions that we want to. Oh yeah, we can here. Yeah, I just write it not right one, but we can, as I can understand. One sec. Yeah, the memory is really high memory using, so it's nearly 1. Yeah, I think it will be 1 gigabyte, and yeah, that's really a lot of, but that's real nice. And let's check it out. Let's take any, maybe with view related, because I remember that in a simple web version of VS Code you cannot download the things, but you can see that there are downloadable. For example, that'd be this one. Syntax is highlighting, for example. Yeah, and I think this working on, so you'll find a lot of it. Okay, yeah, nice. You see here themes also, Google Light. Oh, they have some their ideas of how to work with that. That's interesting. I like that. Okay, have profile here. Some not a lot of settings here for right now. I think, yeah. So you can see that we're using V1 right now. That's pretty interesting. And we have Firebase Studio. I didn't see that. Yeah, like I didn't work with that before, but here we can work with a lot of integrations. As you can see, backend ports, no service run. So we can create a fully web application with our backend. So you don't should to worry about creating a new host for backend stuff. And honestly speaking, that's amazing, because as remember, GitHub code space, they don't have such possibility with backend working on, but honestly speaking, I can mistake here. Yeah, but the thing how it is creating here, and we can integrate that, that's pretty awesome. Okay, so we have here support homepage. What's that? Just troubleshoot that could be here. Shortcuts, Gemini commands, home. That's just the home of our Firebase. So yeah, also we can see here that we have a Firebase, and we can also share it anybody else. Workspace sharing collaboration is in very early preview. So so it's just early preview, but once more time, we have a lot of interesting stuff here, and while we'll discover all of them, I think that all such things will go from the beta version, and it will be stable. Yeah, and that's pretty all with that. We can initialize repository here. Yeah, everything is pretty interesting. I think that we can also instantly host with a Firebase. We can deploy to the cloud, a Gemini API. That's pretty interesting. But on speaking, full release here. Oh, interesting. What I wanted to tell you that I think he could be a little bit less information. It's a little bit crowded for me. It's interesting to click on, discover all such things. Well, once more time, it's better to make a stream to discover all the things that we have here. But anyways, yeah, so let's click on Gemini. That's the last thing that we didn't discover. And how can I help you basically with Gemini model? Here we can use all the Gemini models, and I think that we can create, like we can connect. If you have Gemini Advanced, I think that you'll have here more options. Pro preview version, interesting custom model ID, so you can take your custom Gemini, especially that's good for companies that have their AI model for specific their applications, and they can just build it and use like Gemini model and connect it to IDX, and it will be ready to go helper. And honestly speaking, it's a little bit easier for me. Like it looks really like GitHub Copilot, but I think that it will be a little bit easier here. Let's write remove interval from hello world component. I don't know if it will work. Let's check it out. Okay, let's preview changes. Yeah, nice. Everything is good here. Okay, we can update the file. But he is writing something more, so let's look for that. Yeah, it's very interesting that basically when you're working on your computer, you're using like your Wi-Fi to take all such things from different, for example, Copilot or any different others AI models. But here, so you're using Google servers that are instantly connected to Gemini, and it can be much faster. And you're just going to, like, you're just taking the information that your studio has, but in general, Gemini is working amazingly fast. Everything's working amazingly fast, and I think this is one of the most interesting things here with this integration, and that's really impressive. And I don't know why it's looking like maybe it's waits for my answer. Let's update the file. Yeah, it was just waiting for updating of my file, but we can see here that it removed unmounted, but it didn't remove from view, so it's a little bit strange. So in general, if it will remove just interval, it will be good and it will be what I wanted to. But if he has just taken also unmounted, so why he didn't take it from here also? It's a model, so once more time it's it's use built-in model. I think it's one of the most simple one. That's my thought, that it should remove this, but it doesn't really matter. You just see how does it work on, and that's also pretty amazing. So once more time, what we have here: explain selected code, do anything with the code, add comments, explain the code. It will take in such way. I think we have here a little bit problems, but in general, so the most interesting thing with Firebase Studio is the integration with all of the tools. Once more thing, integration with all the Google things. That's ideal. That's why you should use Firebase Studio. As also, once more time, for a company, especially for the startups, it will be the most easy to grow variant when you're using your cloud variant of your project, and you'll just scale into a lot of your workers, and you can control everything from the one place, and you shouldn't worry about how does this project will be used to. So yeah, that's pretty good. You can save here files, save as home user, so it will be saved on my computer. Yeah, okay, or not. I think you can write a permission now to download the code, so you won't be worried about the person have your worker have all of the project on his computer, and you're worried about that he can share that to someone. Probably not. And I don't know why it didn't write the code with that div, but we can click on here right now and try that the second time. Yeah, it writes. It didn't work with this thing with a preview of a div, but when I select it from the normal file, it works pretty well. So some bugs, not hard one for right now, but it's interesting to discover on speaking. And once more time, if you wanna, we'll make a prototype with an AI, and then we'll be able to make a live video and discover all of that in live. Yeah, okay, so text indicate the code with in JavaScript, or in this case TypeScript, using also Vue to compose API setup. So this is quite good under saying what is happening here. So each of the line define is a computer macro provided by Vue when using script. Setup is used to declare the props properties so that the component expects to receive from its parent company doesn't need to be imported. Yeah, I like here how it's easily and even for beginners saying what is happening. So because it doesn't matter sometimes you're a beginner or a pro in programming, it doesn't matter, but the explanation is one of the most important things, and you should always say it as much easier as you could. So, and it's doing good with that. So everything that should be said here is implemented. So props like properties, so you're instantly saying how does you people are saying that and what does it mean, and instantly what does it do. Yeah, that's good. Let us subscribe, define and specify the component expected message properly. If the parents also, I wanted, like, if I, as a tutor, I wanted it to explain this running. It didn't take it to explain here, but it's my opinion that it should explain everything, like each of the line, everything what is happening. This is object destructing, that's good. It's especially imports the ref function from view library. Okay. Honestly speaking, I will be interesting to discover more how does it explain sound, because it's the thing that is interesting for me, because I was explaining a lot of things to a lot of students, and yeah, I think it will be interesting to check it out with more huge code and to make a review how does Gemini is working here. But once more time, it depends on the model you're using. Okay, but basically it's a good one, nothing to say more, and it's not a hard example to work with. Yeah, so in general we'll see how it will be improved, but in general that's all about Firebase Studio. And one more time, if you would like to discover how does the Firebase Studio prototype with an AI work, please 30 comments and that's all, and you'll have that video. And that's, yeah, so see you in the next videos. Thanks for coming here, all the best for you.